Hey guys, the Bot Builder back for another video. Hope you're all doing well during quarantine. Just to liven up quarantine a bit, I got a new series. Yeah, I got a new series on my channel. It is linked to Robot Wars Omega, and I'm going to be talking about it here. Now, obviously, many of you Robot Wars fans know about Robot Wars Extreme, which is basically just the spin-off series with side events, you know, all that lovely stuff. I quite enjoy Extreme. But Robot Wars Omega, starting this Monday, will have an 8-episode Extreme series, and it is going to be good. It's called Robot Wars Omega Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, just a little reference to Maximum Overdrive from Bugglebot's their name is. Except Overdrive, because, well, it's Robot Wars Omega, but up to the max. Yeah, it's going to be fun. There's going to be side events. I will be using the Extreme 1 format of episodes, so each tournament won't be in its own separate episode. It will kind of be like a fight card thing, basically. There'll be quite a few tournaments going on. Some are pretty big, some of them aren't so big. The first 6 episodes will just be usual fight card-y stuff. The 7th episode will be the Annihilator, which we'll get onto in a bit. And the final episode will be the Champion of Champions, which we'll also get onto in a bit. But I think we should just start things off just by talking about, well, which robot's going to be in which tournament. And yeah, I guess I'll just start it off by just showing off the robots that are going to be in the All-Stars. And I'll see you in a bit when I get to that. Right, now, you can't have an Extreme series without the All-Stars tournament. And this All-Stars tournament just features my 8, well, robots that did really well in Series 1 and fan favourites as well. Yeah, we have 8 robots in here. I randomly drew them out, and all these robots are in Series 2, and they are all seeded. So yeah, I think I should just show you the lineup. So the lineup for the first battle is Dansom Kia versus Spectre. Obviously, I don't really need to explain this. You've seen all these robots. I'll explain to you when they get improved. Neither of these machines have improved. Spectre, still the nice low ground clearance robot he always is. And Dansom Kia, still the nice powerful flipper. We also have, in our next All-Stars clash, Firestorm versus Donald Thump. Donald Thump now has a Stream Econ now. Basically. And Firestorm has the front hinge flipper. Both of the first All-Star battles will be in episode 1, back to back, so that should be fun. You get to see Donald Thump fight with its new Stream Ec as well, and obviously you see Firestorm return. Josh doing things Lego and Hot Wheels' favourite robot. Episode 2 will have another All-Star clash. This one is a rematch from Series 1, which is Eruption versus Rapid. Unintentional draw this is. Both of these have fought in Series 1. That time Rapid won. Rapid are the series champions, so can they add another title? Can they add another trophy to the trophy cabinet? We'll have to wait and see. Or will Eruption get revenge? Well, you never know. I mean, their last battle was quite close, so should be an interesting one, that. I've obviously already recorded it. I know who wins, but you don't. And in episode 3, we'll have Cobalt taking on Apollo. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I got this matchup. Sort of a rematch of the Series 8 Grand Final. Cobalt are kind of replacing Carbide now. I have tested them out off camera, and they are pretty brutal. But they are going to make their televised debut here. And they're going to fight Apollo in the All-Stars. The semi-finals will be in episode 4. The All-Stars semi-finals will be in episode 4. And the All-Stars Grand Final will be in episode 6. So yeah, that's basically the All-Stars. Tell me who you think will win that down below. Right, the next tournament is the return of the US Championships. Now, many of you may remember the US Championships I did last year in 2019. Had 3 robots in it: Bite Force, Duck, and Blacksmith. But the US Championships are back, and they have 8 robots. Same format as the All-Stars. And the first fight of episode 1 actually has the first US Championship eliminator, which is going to be Kraken versus... Oh, sugar. I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, I swear to God, if someone timestamps that moment, jeez, I'm expecting it anyway. But yeah, we have Gigabyte. Gigabyte. There we go, spinning, making their debut. I have updated it, made it heavier, just like Woodrow's version. Wait, no, they're not called Gigabyte. They're called Megabyte in my series. Never mind, never mind. They are Megabyte in my series, not Gigabyte or Terabyte. It's Megabyte, and they're taking on Kraken, who you may remember from the Halloween special. Didn't do that well, but hopefully they could do well here. Should be an interesting fight out between a biter bot and a full body spinner. I'm not going to spin it hard again. That'll be in episode 1. The fight that's in episode 2 is an BattleBots rematch between Bronco. Well, no, it's not their debut actually. They've appeared in a request fight against Aftershock, taking on Blacksmith. So that should be a good fight. Bronco are a very powerful flipper. But Blacksmith are quite a heavy hammer, so could they get revenge on Bronco? You never know. You never know. Speaking of heavy hammers, we get 2 US Championship eliminators in episode 3. The first one features Blue from King of Bots taking on Sewer Snake from Robo Games. Yeah, should be a fun little matchup, that should be, between a very good rammer and a pretty heavy hammer. And yes, if you didn't know, Sewer Snake have a bigger plow now. It's a little bit bent, because it's been in my box for a while, but it won't be bent in the actual episode, don't worry. And our final US Championship eliminator, which is the main event of episode 3, by the way, is Bite Force versus Whiplash. Yeah, I think that would be a really good battle. Whiplash will be making their debut. And they're taking on Bite Force in a BattleBots rematch. Bite Force are the US champions, as you all know. They were seeded 4 in Series 1. Didn't do too great in Series 1, but hopefully they can defend their US Championship title against Whiplash. And yeah, just like the All-Stars, both US Championship semi-final battles will be in episode 4 as well, because that's kind of like a semi-final special episode sort of thing. And the finals will also be in episode 6. And the winner of the US Championships will be seeded 10 for Series 2. So, yeah, a lot is at stake for the US Championships. Anyway, now I'll show you the robots for the War of the Weapons tournament. Right, the War of the Weapons is going to be a fun tournament. There are 16 robots in it, 4 of which representing each weapon, and basically the format of this one is there'll be 4 full-way melees, 1 for each weapon type, and the winners of each will go into a War of the Weapons final to see who will become the War of the Weapons champion. And I will say I've recorded all of it, and the War of the Weapons tournament have some of the best fights of the series, I reckon. Lots of really good battles. So I'll start off by showing off the robots in the Flipper Frenzy. So the Flipper Frenzy should, well, obviously, it's kind of a staple of Extreme, basically. To have all the flippers in the arena at the same time. And the Flipper Frenzy will be the main event of episode 1. And basically it will feature Rapid. Obviously, they're the Series 1 champions. Gotta put them in the War of the Weapons. They're also in the All-Stars. So, they could win 2 more titles. You never know. Eruption are also in there as well. Yeah, you can tell I did the draw for the War of the Weapons before the All-Stars. Because the War of the Weapons draw is like I just picked 4 robots of each weapon type. And I was like, oh, right, so Eruption and Rapid are fighting each other twice in this tournament. Yeah, but Eruption, they're here. And we also have Diet making their debut. Very powerful flipper, actually. Could pull off a surprise, you never know. Very strong flipper, based on the Iron Ore series. And Chaos 2, the old guard, they're still fighting strong. Didn't do that great in Series 1, but could they do well in the War of Weapons? Well, we'll find out. That'll be in episode 1. Episode 2 will have Spin City. Yes, the Battle of the Spinners. 4 deadly spinners going at it. And the robots fighting in that are, well, we obviously got to put in Cobalt. The Battle of the Spinners will actually be Cobalt's debut, because their fight with Apollo is in episode 3, but their battle in Spin City is in episode 2. So we'll see how they fare against other spinners. We also have Aftershock in here, now fitted with a Self-Writer. You've already seen it with the Self-Writer fight, though. They fought Bronco with their Self-Writer. And the Self-Writer works. So yeah, you never know. Maybe the Shreemec could be what it takes for Aftershock to do well. And just to balance out the vertical spinners, we'll have 2 horizontal spinners in there as well. First one, fan favourites, Grated Carrot. I don't know why they're fan favourites. Oh my god, they're falling apart. I'll fix that later, but I don't know why Grated Carrot are fan favourites. They don't really do that well in my series. They often just lose their spinner, but I'm glad they are fan favourites. They are very destructive, perhaps a bit too destructive for their own good. And talking about a bit too destructive for their own good, we have PP3D, also in there as well, with its undercutter spinner, invertibility, the Highland undercutter Scottish robot. So yeah, I reckon RCM will be rooting for them in the Battle of the Spinners. So yeah, in episode 3 we'll have the axe attack. Yeah, I don't really have that many axes, but I still were able to get 4. Yeah, I was able to get 4, and I was also able to get 4. Oh my god, I'm not funny, but 4, decent axe right there. The axes tend to come off a bit in the past, but you never know. They are probably one of my best axe robots, so could they win the axe attack? We also have Terahertz. Very powerful axe robot this is. Remember, we saw them absolutely batter King Scorpion in Series 1. However, their axe head does tend to come off. I'm not going to say whether it comes off or not in the axe attack. You'll just have to find out when episode 3 comes along. Also put in Tomahawk from the Netherlands with its axe. I decided to give Tomahawk a chance because, well, I mean, their body's been updated and they don't really get to fight that much, so might as well let them fight in the axe attack. And finally, we have Accident with its new base. Very tough armor on them. Could that be what it takes to fend off the axes? So yeah, that's basically the axe attack. And finally, we have the Crusher Crunch Up. And, well, obviously, I have 4 Crushers in here. And you can't have a Crusher Crunch Up without Spectre. If you have a Spectre model and you're doing a Crusher Crunch Up and Spectre doesn't show up in it, what's wrong with you? Yeah, Spectre, they're going to be in the Crusher Crunch Up. Easily my most successful Crusher. They got to the Grand Finals in Series 1 after all. And they also win the All-Stars, so yeah, they could also potentially win 2 titles. And of course, I had to put in Razor with their crushing beak. Very low ground clearance. And they're Razor, so you never know. Hopefully the old guard can still show can still fight strong. My Razor doesn't have a Shreemec, but there aren't. Well, actually, no, there is a lifter in this. You never know. Razor might do well. We also have another Dutch robot in Tough as Nails. They're grabbing arms. Right there. I had to chuck in 1 horizontal Crusher. And Tough as Nails are my only one, I think. Apart from King Scorpion, but I'll show you you already know that what I did to King Scorpion. I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, horizontal Crusher. And we have It Takes 2 to Tango, the control bot. The claw comes down and it lifts. So yeah, that's the Crusher Crunch Up, and that's all the World of Weapon fights. So yeah, the World of Weapons final will be in episode 6, where all the winners of these 4 melees will fight it out to see who has the best, what weapon is the best. So now I'll show you the robots for the Tag Team Terror. Right, the Tag Team Terror has the same format as the Series 4 Tag Team Terror, except without the 3rd place playoff. There'll just be 2 tag team battles, and the winners of each will fight out in the finals. So the first Tag Team Terror battle is the main event of episode 2, actually. As well, it's honestly a pretty stacked fight. As the first team are Toxic Crusader and Corrosive. Corrosive's flipper's a little bit bent up. When these robots stay in the box for quite a long time, they do take a bit of damage. But yeah, believe it or not, these two are the tag team champions. Because back when I did things off air, I did quite a fair bit of tag team tournaments off air as well. And these two are the current champions. They beat Hit and Nexus in the finals of that one, if I remember correctly. I'm not too sure. I didn't write it down, which I kind of regret doing now because I did lots of off-air tournaments. But they are both the tag team champions. Can they defend their title? Hit and Nexus aren't in it though. Aren't in it, but we do have Apollo and Ripper. Yeah, they're taking on Apollo and Ripper, the live show poster boys. As I called the team. Toxic Crusader and Corrosive, in my series, are made by the same team. That's why I call them the Toxic Twins. And the team of Apollo and Ripper are the live show poster boys, because, well, they are the live show poster boys. Apollo for Robots Live, and Ripper for Extreme Robots. This will be Ripper's debut. And yeah, they're both pretty good flippers, so we'll see what they can do. And we get the other tag team battle in episode 5. And the first team is Team Talk, Tornado and Storm 2. I mean, well, they're just a classic fan-made Robot Wars tag team pair. Both two good pushing robots, basically. Tornado can also have the spinner as well, as we all know. And Storm 2 have the front hinge flipper, Streamek self-writer thing. And they are taking on the teaming of Team Animal Kingdom, Plan B and Hammerhead 2. Yes, I don't exactly know why I paired these two up. I just sort of like the pairing. But I mean, this pairing existed back when it was Hammerhead 1. We remember that terrible thing. But yeah, it's Hammerhead 2 now. And they're paired up with Plan B. Plan B, fan favourites. They're quite a popular machine of mine. Don't blame you, really. They've appeared in lots of really good battles. And this will be Hammerhead 2's debut. Quite a unique weapon with the clamping jaws and hammer weapon synergy. And Plan B, kind of like SOB from BattleBots, except with a crusher instead of a saw. We already know this. So yeah, that's basically the tag team matchups. And the winners of both those tag team fights will fight it out in the Tag Team Terror Finals, which will be in episode 6. So now, I'm going to show you the robots in the Mayhem tournament. Yeah, got a lot of robots to get through here. 18 in fact. Yeah, but just like in the actual Extreme, there'll be 6 Mayhem battles, which are three-way melees where only one robot wins. And the winners of each will go into the Annihilator. Obviously, you know how Annihilators work. 6 robots, the 6 robots fight each other, down to 5, then to 4, then to 3, then to 2, then to 1. But you have to win a Mayhem battle to qualify for it. And here are the Mayhem battles. 6 to get through, 3 robots in each, as I said. Only one can win. And the first one features Demolition Evo, the Annihilator champions off air. Basically, fun little story about my Annihilators. I did loads of these. And I did so much that I eventually got 6 Annihilator champions, which were Carbide, back when I used them, Stinger, Razor, Demolition Evo, Toxic Crusader, and Grated Carrot. So I put all the Annihilator champions into a battle, and Demolition Evo won. So yeah, they are the Annihilator champions. Can they defend their title and make it official on televised tournament? Well, you never know. I mean, they do have a pretty good scoop. They did alright in Series 1. Did lose out to Behemoth in the 4-way Losers Rumble. Well, I know it was Hit, actually, I think, flipped them out. I don't know. But yeah, they could do well. We also have Atomic 2 chucked in. I just wanted to put Atomic 2 in here because I really like my replica of it. Massive flipper on them. Yeah. And we also have Duck 2.0. Now, the reason I put Duck 2.0 in the Mayhem instead of the US Championships is because, well, I think Duck would be better suited to a tournament like that. I mean, they're a durable little machine. They have to get through a Mayhem first, though. This will be the first time you'll be seeing Duck 2.0. In fact, this will be in episode 1, this Mayhem battle. And yeah, they can do the full 180 degrees now. There we go. So yeah, Duck 2.0. Our next Mayhem battle, I reckon is going to potentially be quite a destructive one as well. We have fan favourites, more fan favourites. The best cluster bots in my series. Well, actually no, they're not, but Yin and Yang 2. Yeah. Obviously, you lot know these. Some of you have said which one's Yin and which one's Yang. Yin is the one with black stuff on the fidget spinner. Yang is the one with red stuff on the fidget spinner, just so you know. And Yang 2, obviously they have success in the middleweight championships. Spoiler alert, in the 2020 middleweight championships they came third. And they haven't been able to replicate that same success with their twin, but you never know, they could win this Mayhem and go to the Annihilator. We also have Stinger in here. I had to put Stinger in this tournament. They've won more Annihilators off camera than anybody else in my series. They've won 4, I think. 4-3. They've won loads. The Pendulum, Thwacky, Mace of Death. And they also had a bit of a brief rivalry with Carbide. Now Cobalt. I haven't fought Stinger with Cobalt yet, but they did have a rivalry with Carbide. That's something to keep into consideration. I will be playing with it Anderson style, Anderson Arm 2 style, so yeah, expect to see some robots flying. And to top off this destructive battle, we have Nuts 2 with longer chains now. Yeah, should be a good fight that. In fact, while I actually recorded it all, it is a good fight. Yeah, the next one is quite an interesting Mayhem fight. First of all, we have Metal Morg, Halloween Special Champions, armed with the quite powerful flipper, and very tough armor, can do the rollover design, and they're just very tough and durable. Well, speaking of tough and durable, we have Death Roll. Yeah, Death Roll are going to be making their debut in episode 3 in the Mayhem tournament. Trying to qualify for the Annihilator. They're very deadly vertical spinner. So we'll see how Death Roll does. They do have to contend with the Halloween Special Champions, which met in Metal Morg, which is a tough machine. So we'll see how Death Roll does. And to round it all out, we have another durable machine, Robo Puppy, who finally recently got a win. Their first ever televised win. In fact, I think that might actually be their first ever win, I think. Including untelevised stuff, with their gnashing, grabbing, Smidsy-like jaws, and their fan favourites, because it's such a good boy. They're a good boy. Yeah. Episode 4, despite being the episode of the All-Star semi-finals and US Championship semi-finals, there was still room for a Mayhem fight. And here is that Mayhem battle, and it is quite a good one, as it does bring back an old rivalry. As we have Panic Attack, the Welsh War Machine, armed with their front lifting spikes, right there. And their longtime rivals, Exterminator. Yeah, Exterminator remastered. Much better now. They got a much better spinner now. A lot lower ground clearance too. And they can self-right a lot better now too. Which will be helpful considering the third robot in it is Liftoff. Yeah, another fan favourite of mine. Quite a popular machine is Liftoff. Armed with their very powerful flipper. Very Zeus-like, as you all know. In my most recent random bot builds, I made Zeus. But basically just a slightly modified version of this thing, really. Right. Our 5th Mayhem battle, our penultimate one, which will be in episode 5. Oh, I dropped Lucky. Yeah, Lucky are going to be in it. Features robots who have all appeared in Series 1. The first one, Lucky. Armed with their 4-bar lifter. All the way from Canada. There we go. I should make another 4-bar lifter. I should make Biohazard at one point. I'll probably do that at some point, make Biohazard, because 4-bar lifters are quite fun to play with. And Lucky are quite fun to play with. We also have Gabriel. I believe Lucky and Gabriel have fought each other before in the Grand Slam, actually, in the Whiteboard Special. Correct me if I'm wrong, Woodrow, but I believe Lucky and Gabriel have fought before in your series. Gabriel still large, swinging axe thing. Yeah, great as ever. And we have Voxic, with their lifter. Yeah, nice, low to the ground, fast, nippy, maneuverable. They have a victory over Carbide, so that's something. Yeah, Voxic. That's a pretty good Mayhem battle, actually. And our final Mayhem fight features P1, probably one of my favourite replicas. Once Maximum Overdrive's done, I might do a robot instructions for P1 because I really like my model of it. I should update it to P1 Evo, I believe it's called, with the blue, but I'm happy with how this one looks at the moment. They're good front hinge flipper. I had to reattach the spoiler at the back because it came off recently, but they're a fun machine. They're a very fun machine. We also have Scorpion 3. Yes! Scorpion 3 will be making their debut, and I quite like Scorpion. They're a very destructive spinner. Scorpion 3 are also going to be in the World Championships. I want to see if you can guess which country Scorpion 3 are from. It's from a European country, and that's the only clue I'm giving you. But yeah, they have a very deadly spinner, armed with a self-righter. And we also have Behemoth as well, just to round it out. The lifting shovel. I mean, I had to include Behemoth in at some point. So yeah, that's basically the Mayhems. And obviously the winners of those will go into the Annihilator, which is just a 6-way rumble. One robot crashes out, then it becomes a 5. One robot goes out, 4. One robot goes out, 3. One robot goes out, 2. Yeah, you basically get the picture. So tell me down below, just leave predictions. Who do you think is going to win the Annihilator? And who do you think will win each Mayhem? So yeah, I'll just show off the final little stuff, which are the one-off tournaments. Now, there are going to be 2 one-off sort of little events in Maximum Overdrive. They're both in the same episode, actually. Episode 5, that is. So here are both the one-off events. The first one is the Battle of the British. Basically, it's just a simple 4-way rumble. Just something I like to do for a bit of fun. A 4-way rumble with one robot representing each part of Britain. So we have an English machine, a Welsh machine, a Scottish machine, and a Northern Irish machine. We have Behemoth representing England. I'm their, lifting scoop. Obviously, you know about Behemoth. We also have Panic Attack representing Wales. Because Apollo are in a different one-off event. We'll get to that. We also have PP3D representing Scotland. They are my only Scottish robots. I recorded it before I made Ramsey. Ramsey are also from Scotland. It's Gordon Ramsay's Scottish, but when I recorded it, PP3D were my only Scottish robots, so I had to. Obviously, they were going to represent Scotland. I need to make more Scottish robots. I should make Coyote. And to top it all off, we have Nexus representing Northern Ireland. A dominant force in Outway Anarchy. Haven't been quite as dominant in my series, but could they finally get a televised win? So yeah, that's just a fun 4-way rumble. One robot wins. Yeah, basically. And of course, the main event of episode 5 is the House Robot Rebellion. We have 2 competitors. I'm not going to reveal which House Robots they are going to be in the House Robot Rebellion. But yeah, because, well, I don't really need to. But in the House Robot Rebellion, the competitors trying to take it out, well, of course, if you're going to do a House Robot Rebellion, you've got to put Apollo in it. They have massive rivalry with the House Robots, as we all know. They were able to flip over Matilda, Shunt, and Dead Metal in the reboot series. Well, I mean, they're one of the best House Robot killers there are, next to... The only House Robot killer I'd say are better than Apollo at killing House Robots is Firestorm, because they were able to flip over Mr. Psycho. But Apollo, probably the modern House Robot killer. And I also decided to chuck in Carnivore in there too, because, well, big beefy drum spinner. Kind of Berg-like, actually, I'd say. They remind me a bit of the Berg. In that they're just a big, powerful drum. Except, I think they're probably, except, they aren't as OP as the Berg. I mean, because as we all know, the Berg are unbeatable. They're unstoppable. So yeah, that kind of does it for the just for the little stuff, basically, all the little events I have planned for this. Except for episode 8, the Champion of Champions. It was originally going to be called Contest of Champions, but Woodrow beat me to the punch with that name. Damn you, Woodrow. Damn you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And before you say, oh, you're just ripping it off from older Woodrow. No, I'm not. It's a different... It's different to his, because World of Woodrow you use, well, Robot Wars Series Champions, whereas this is going to be a 6-robot tournament, Series 4 Heat format, featuring all the winners of the events in this. So we'll have the 2 Tag Team Title Champions, the All-Stars Champions, the War of the Weapons Champions, the Annihilator Champions, and the US Champions. The minor event winner champions won't be in it, because well, they don't really count, but yeah, just the 6 winners of the tournaments will go into a sort of just one last episode, and it is a pretty good episode, I have to tell you. So yeah, it's basically that. So yeah, that kind of just does it for Maximum Overdrive, just what I have planned. It's going to be a fun series. It's starting this Monday, and it'll be weekly. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. Next video, I will be talking about plans I have for my 1-year anniversary, because that is coming up in 3 weeks, and I do have a lot of plans for that. But until then, no, the Bot Builder, out.